Glad to be here, Joe, as Queensborough wins the opening tip.
This is the first year that the Joseph Turner by a Bayshore product. We're ready to go here at Queensborough Community College. Had quite a time off. Had quite a bit of cold weather in the area, but we're set to go tonight with the Queensborough Lady Tigers going up against the Orange Community College women, and should be an interesting matchup tonight. Joe Massey along with, actually this afternoon, Joe Massey along with David Russell, and David, very easy to fall into pattern of saying tonight when you're doing
Glad
basketball.
to be here, Joe, as Queensborough wins the opening tip. Lady Tigers hoping to have more success against the Colts and a few other CUNY teams. Orange has beaten Kingsborough by 39 and beat Hostos by 33 earlier in the season.
The Orange Colts in their orange uniforms come up with a turnover right now, and slipping to the court was Mardell Jean, or she might have been able to take that in. And here in the early going, we're looking for our first basket as the game just underway, and Michelle Burke misses from outside. So Queensborough clears on the boards.
SUNY Orange not a team that takes a lot of threes. Burke is the best shooter, and she shoots slightly under 20%.
Well, Queensborough's going to start out with the three, and it is on the board from Shantana Kanoy, excuse me. 3 points right in the bucket.
And then Taylor Briggs answering back the other way, the main scorer for SUNY Orange, averaging 16.5 per game.
This is a ball club that comes in 11-5. Orange, they're playing a zone defense right now. They play Division II ball. They're not in the Division III ranks. So this is going to be a tough game for Queensborough.
Their 5 losses are to ranked teams as they're in the 2-3 zone right now. And Prentice's 3 is good.
Good way to start out for Queensborough. We got a quick timeout as they take the early 6-2 lead.
John Lauro, in his 4th year as head coach of the Colts, calling timeout.
That was a 3 from Whitney Hogan. Put it right through.
To Prentice. Now with her second number change of the year. She went from 20 to 41, and now she's 55.
Yes, we will go that way. You're right. 6-2 in favor of Queensborough, as the 3 registered by Giselle Prentice, who had switched from a number she had been wearing previously to number 55. She's out of Martin Van Buren High School, and one of the Tigers who will have to claw if they're going to be in this game today.
Prentice leading the team in scoring, just over 18 points per game. Kanoy second on the team, just under 18.
Driving shot by Michelle Burke. She got fouled. And the foul will be on the aforementioned Giselle Prentice. So we'll see Burke go to the line. She averages 14 a game. Taylor Briggs, 16 a game on this team. She's the leading scorer, Briggs. First one registered by Burke.
Burke coming into the game shooting around 84% from the line.
John Laurel, I believe you said he's in his 3rd year here now.
I believe this is his 4th now.
4th year. He's done a fine job with this squad, but he has a young squad. Yet a Division II squad, so you know they're going to be tough today.
And recruits coming from all over. Taylor Briggs from Staten Island. There's Nelson from Queens.
Little bump on the play, but no foul call as the shot registered out of bounds from Ludesa Gonzalez, but it'll stay with Queensborough here. Gonzalez puts it right inside, and a loft up at the hoop that wouldn't go for Candia Carroll. Back the other way quickly. They're going to turn it back quickly, and there's a turnaround put in the bucket by Blanky. Blanky is averaging 10 a game on this team. She's the 3rd leading scorer, so those are the girls they're going to go to a lot. 6-6. Game is tied. Prentice took steps before releasing the shot. Giselle Prentice at a guard. Prentice is playing along with Shantana Kanoy. They're top scorers on this team for Queensborough. Both over 18 a game. Ball goes inside, worked it nicely to Taylor Briggs. She got fouled. So far, Orange showing the ability to get that ball inside against Queensborough.
Queensborough's going to have to contend down low. Briggs, I said averaging 16.5 points, also averaging 13 rebounds per game.
That's a tough combo. Those two factors there. First one is no good. Taylor Briggs, the leading scorer on the team, not able to register the free throw there. We're 2.5 in, 17-34 roughly anyway, in this first half. Here's the second, and that is no good. Too much of the right of the rim. And Queensborough gets to the rebound. They get it up to Prentice. Prentice throws a pass that was near nobody, sent it in the direction of her teammate Kanoy, but Kanoy was well away from that ball.
Miscommunication there, although we did see Kanoy against LaGuardia earlier this year, Joe. What performance she had in the first half of that game.
She's a dynamic player when she gets going. Nice pass, and they get it down low for an easy two for Sinead Hughes there.
It's a nice cut to the basket.
Nice everything on that.
6 points in a row for the Colts.
Colts showing that they have not come here with empty barrels. Comes around, Lady Tigers with the ball. Tigers trying to work against that combo zone. Prentice gets inside, can't hit the shot. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Queensborough. Prentice made a little bit of space in there, but did not have enough to get it up with the height in there. Thrown in, 30 seconds to shoot for Queensborough. And it's put right in bounds to the Colts of Orange, and Orange wants to run it. They're a good transition club, but that back pass off the mark from Mardell, stolen by Queensborough. Mardell was trying to flip that back. She had already gotten too far down at the baseline.
It's going to be a turnover one way or the other. Good pressure by the Colts.
Yeah, they're a tough defensive team, and bang down to the floor and taking the ball was Gonzalez. But they call it against Queensborough.
Traveling on Gonzalez, and then she basically gets tackled.
Boy, that's a tough call. You take a hit afterwards. Orange will put it in, and Orange has put a replacement into the game. Amber Grubush has checked in. To the right, working and navigating for the open jumper was Michelle Burke. It came up no good. And Queensborough clears the boards. We're 4 minutes in now. Queensborough is down by the 2, 8-6. 8-6. Prentice looking. Finds Gonzalez in the corner. Jumper, no good. Rebound snatched inside, though, on a good play. Good hustle. And they'll throw it back out, and they get 2.
It's Candia Carroll tying the game at 8. She shoots about 50% from the field, and all of her shots are within 5 feet of the basket. And then the Colts answer back to take the lead.
We said they're a very good transition team, Orange, and they'll waste no time getting that ball back the other way. They lead it now, 10-8. 2-point lead for Orange. Out of conference game, but big game nonetheless for Queensborough as they miss. And running it down this time is Mardell, and she gets 2.
She was running as fast while dribbling as Kanoy was, just trying to keep up with her.
Last time she got too far in the baseline, tried to throw it out. That time took it strong to the hoop.
It's a 10-2 run for Orange right now. And then another turnover.
Grabbed in by Gribush. And it's back in the hands of Orange. Now they move it outside to Mardell. Mardell, who scored that last basket, goes all the way in and gets in on the play.
Nobody came over on help defense for the Lady Tigers there.
So Jean will go to the line.
Gonzalez called for her first foul, team's third.
Mardell Jean, who had the 2-pointer before, went to the basket again, and she'll go there for the 2 free throws now.
A little over 5 minutes in. Orange hasn't committed any fouls yet.
And they've gotten some turnovers. First one, no good. They're obviously going to play Queensborough very physically, make them force some passes, and then turn it to their benefit down on the other end, which is probably the way they play basketball, knowing they are a good transition ball club, and that comes out of the mouth of their own coach, John Laurel.
And a timeout taken by Queensborough coach David Chambers, now in his second year. though we've known him long before that. An assistant here under Joe Medina and Bob DiNardo.
A couple of good coaches over the years, and particularly Medina here, who owned the conference in terms of conference tournament victories.
4 in a row before he left.
He quite a guy. Quite a guy.
Yes.
Did a great job right from the get-go. I mean, his first Queensborough team wasn't a world beater, but he immediately made it competitive, and they didn't really have the best players at that time. So that's something to be said. Now, the job that's being done now is very good now, too, because they still have stayed on a top level. They came in leading the CUNY Conference, even though they're not that far ahead, and it remains to be seen what they can do at the end of the year, David, because they had a tough game last year in the semifinals of the tournament against Hostos.
Yes. And right now they're first in the CUNY and second in the region behind Sullivan, who actually comes in here Monday night. Impressive numbers also. They're first in the region in scoring for Division III teams.
Very interesting that Region 15 play, too. You play some awfully good teams. In fact, Coach Laurel of Orange was telling us he played Monroe a game back, and they're just like a terrific team.
3 titles in the last 5 years for Monroe.
And they're from the Bronx. 13-8. They have a 5-point lead now, Orange. Shoveling it out. Queensborough looking for an opening. Kanoy will try to make one. Tries to distribute inside, but did that too quickly, and the ball got stolen. And they'll turn it right into 2.
Kanoy tried to hand it to Hogan and didn't realize there was a Colt defender right in the middle.
The Colts certainly can bust out on the break.
They're now on a 13-2 run.
Here's Kanoy to Prentice. Prentice looking it over back to Kanoy. Kanoy's going to try it from outside and won't go. Just ticked the rim, bounced down into the corner, which chased down by Gonzalez, gives back to Kanoy. Kanoy was working on limited real estate on the baseline, and somebody hooked onto her, committed the foul.
Kanoy much better when going to the basket, so tough to stop. Shooting a bit under 30% from downtown. Quinasha Moore now for Queensborough. Remember, during the QPTV game, I believe, against Hostos last year, Moore hit a lot of 3-pointers in the second half. Really made herself known.
I guess they can use a couple, David, but they'll have to be careful about not just hoisting them up either. And right there, in a bit of trouble and trying to dribble out of it, was Hogan. And they reached in for the ball and committed the foul.
Hogan actually passed up on a pretty decent look and then went inside, but the foul was called. The second on Blanky, right in a row.
That's 2 team fouls on Orange.
And both on Blankney, so she'll go to the bench.
And Gribish, who had gone to the bench briefly, comes back for the Orange. Ball goes inside, and it's worked nicely as Queensborough needed a bucket, got the ball in a very good spot, and they were able to put it in the bucket with Kadisha Carroll. Candisha Carroll getting the 2. And a foul to boot. 15-10. Foul was called on the girl we said just check back in, Gribish. Free throw, no good though. I would say in this game, David, you're going to have to make everything work. You're going to have to hit your free throws too.
It's the 3 scores for Queensborough. Only 3 Queensborough players have scored in the first 6 minutes plus.
Comes around to the right here to Jean. Jean for Orange goes way up top to Hughes as they work it around the wheel. And then they'll look for somebody to spring open down low if they get it. If not, they'll shoot it. And there's Hughes putting it up. No good. Rebound all the way to the baseline. Good job by Kanoy to pick it off going down there. Then they lose the ball at midcourt. Queensborough comes free. Picked up again by Hughes. To the bucket for the basket.
Hughes didn't see it. Burke was all alone under the basket. Never saw her and just did it herself.
17-10. Queensborough has to do a better job of stopping them getting that break going.
And Queensborough's half-court defense hasn't been too bad, but it's been fast
break. You can't turn the ball over, that's for sure. Not against fast break. Come back outside with it. Go on the right. Here's Kanoy for the 3, and that is good. That's a big shot right there. Gets Queensborough to within 4, but Orange is going to run their offense again, and down they go with it. for the turnaround and getting hit on the play.
That's going to be the first foul on Carroll. Orange doesn't wait.
No,
You
they
score
don't.
and they run. It's
That
not
was
just
Taylor
off of-
Briggs, the big girl.
Just-
Sorry, David.
They don't just run after turnovers. They'll run as soon as you make a shot as well.
That's what good teams do, or teams that play together very well. Here's Briggs. First one, no good.
Funny as Coach Laurel brought up before the game, a lot of freshmen, a lot of girls playing together for the first time.
And let's face it, a lot of big girls too, because they're Division II, and you do draw a little bigger girl, a little more athletic. In doing Division II basketball for many years, we've seen that. Second one is good.
And Sophia Lopez in for Queensborough now, number 12, and for Carroll, who just picked up the foul.
By the way, you know, a few Division II girls have come out of Queensborough, by the way, to go play Division II ball. One of them played over at Queens College a few years ago. Comes around the perimeter. They go to the baseline, work nicely, and they got an open look, and burying it was Whitney Hogan. 18-15, stay within 3, but as you said, David, they get that ball right back inside to the big girl, Taylor Briggs.
It's going to be a long day trying to stop Briggs for Queensborough.
Jumper from outside, just got the left of the rim, and no good from Quenisha Moore. And the other way teeing it up was Michelle Burke, and it wouldn't go. And now Queensborough comes down with it again. We're almost halfway through. First half, Joe Massey, David Russell with you. Here's a pull-up jumper that bangs off the backboard hard. Orange comes up with it. They can't complete the pass up court, though, and Queensborough trying to get it back on the good follow here, keeping the play alive by Moore.
That was an ill-advised pass, which Kanoy picked off. And then a foul called on Burke.
Now, that time they gave a little of Orange's medicine back to them. If you're going to play this type of team, you have to be scrappy, that's for sure. First free throw is no good, though, by Moore. And something I mentioned earlier, you're going to have to make good on these free throws when you get them. Can't leave them at the line. Any points. Moore still scoreless, looking for her first point. There it is.
It was Hogan who just scored.
Comes around the perimeter, jumper, no good. Rebound in the lane, grabbed by Whitney Hogan. Get it up court, that was blocked.
It was Briggs underneath. Prentice thought she had a good basket, and Briggs came out of nowhere.
Now we'll have a jump ball call, and the possession will go to Orange. No, the foul.
Blocking foul against Hogan, and that's her second.
They're not over the limit. Queensborough has 5, Orange has 4. I guess that's about as even as you can get. Now they have 5 team fouls registered up there, but they call that in the act. Yes. Shots here. First one, no good.
Both teams leaving some points at the line early on. It was Hughes who missed.
Sinead has 4 points. She hit those shots from outside, so you expect her to make at least 1 of 2 if she can, but remains to be seen. 21-16. Orange with the lead. They've basically gone with the same girls except for Gribbish, who they brought into the ball game.
Blankney picked up the 2 quick fouls as Kanoy hits a 3.
Very nice. Kanoy saw the opening and didn't have any hesitation, went up with it. And now it is 21-19, so Queensborough doing a good job of keeping this ball game close.
And Kanoy with 9 points. And John Laurel wondering how she's been able to hit several 3-pointers.
So the Lady Colts of Orange leading at 21-19 against the Lady Tigers of Queensborough. And we're happy to have you with us. It is a Saturday afternoon here at Queensborough. We don't know when you'll be watching, but it is a Saturday afternoon contest. And Queensborough, as we said, had come in having success in the CUNY Conference. And what they want to do today, David, is have success out of the CUNY Conference.
Right, they missed the regional playoffs last year, which was a bit of an unpleasant surprise for them, but now second in the region, only behind Sullivan.
But, you know, to play teams like this, good. It's good for the chemistry, good for the fact that later in the year you're going to have to lean back on this type of game.
It's a good measuring stick, regardless of the outcome.
And we saw last year in that CUNY tournament how Borough of Manhattan down in their building beat Hostos after Hostos took out Queensborough. I think Queensborough felt they had a good chance to at least get to the final there.
It was a good game. Hostos, remember, was only up 48-44 a few minutes ago, and the final was 55-44. Queensborough's offense kind of sputtered at the end.
But it seemed that Manhattan team was just too good for everybody.
I think so. I think it was their year. Now they don't even have a team this year.
Isn't that something?
Isn't it?
But the athletic director there, Steve Kelly, his son Sean Kelly, still has a talent-laden Bronx squad, doesn't he?
He does, the men's team at the Bronx.
There's a jumper from the baseline by Mardell Jean. No good. And here, Queensborough off the timeout has a chance to tie the game. They're down by 2. Kanoy doesn't shoot. It gives to Prentice, who will try one from outside. No good. And Kanoy latched on to the rebound. Fortunately there. Not as much, fortunately, as she played heads up and followed the ball. Here's Kanoy outside with the dribble against Jean.
Doing a lot of dribbling and now gives it to Moore.
And Moore can't get it to go from the corner. And another hustling effort and coming up with it again, Kanoy. To Prentice. Still a 2-point game, Orange in front. So no lack of effort being given right now. Comes around to right, Prentice. Prentice drives inside, had the ball stripped out, and they fouled her.
Good play by Prentice to go inside. There was just a lot of passing on the perimeter.
Good job by Queensborough to reload and get that ball back out. Prentice is going to be awarded some free throws here.
First foul on Hughes. Each team with 5 now.
Obviously, they thought she was in the midst of trying to get that up, too. Of course, you could have taken it either way.
Do you disagree?
I thought maybe she might have been passing it, but maybe the official had a better angle. 4 for Prentice as she makes the first free throw, and that brings Queensborough within 1.
And Nelson now in for Orange, the Queens recruit that John Lauro was telling us about before the game.
Yes. Second one good by Prentice. Now you have a 21-21 tie.
Back and forth first half.
Queensborough's trying to play some tough defense here, but a jumper from outside rings the basket but won't go down for Michelle Burke. And Queensborough has it back. Queensborough not turning the ball over the last few minutes, doing a lot better now.
And Orange, a team struggling in the half-court offense a bit, really thrives in transition.
Not giving up easy points to Orange, which they were earlier. Ball went to the mid-post, and there was a nice bit of shuffling the feet by Sophia Lopez.
Don't know if Lopez expected the pass there. They may have been surprised when
she got caught in between moves.
Yeah.
9-12, first half. It is Orange ball. Orange directed into the corner. These are the Orange Colts. And they go down the baseline with Mardell Jean, and she got fouled. Chris, whenever you say Orange, Syracuse always comes immediately into the picture when you thought pattern-wise.
And the jerseys aren't all that different.
That's true. But these are the Colts of Orange Community College.
We were talking, their logo looks a bit like the Broncos one as the first free throw is off.
First one is no good.
Denver Broncos, that is, not Bronx Broncos.
They don't have a Manning on their team, though. If they had a Manning on their team, it would really be eerie. Second one is good by Mardell.
And that was the first foul on Sophia Lopez underneath.
22-21, Orange with the lead. Here's Prentice outside. Prentice starts, stops, gives over to Kanoy. They've been the two girls responsible for getting Queensborough back in the flow. Here's Kanoy all the way in. She can drive with the best of them, David, and she gets hit to the floor.
One of the reasons she won CUNY Player of the Year last year, won CUNY Player of the Week earlier this season.
Now that was on a pass, see, so they're not going to give her the free throw. 16 fouls on Orange.
That looked like more of a shot than the last one they called in the active shooting.
Jean got caught on the foul. Here's the jumper from the right. It won't go. On the jumper by Whitney Hogan, and Orange will push it right back. That's what they've been doing when they've been successful. They get it outside to Burke. And in the lane, and a foul is called. They do a good job setting up that outside shot. Then if they don't have it, they'll take it to the basket, and Burke got fouled on the way in there.
And that's the third foul on Hogan, so she's going to have to sit out the rest of the first half.
That's not good.
8:21 to go now.
Two subs are coming in for Queensborough. Chelsea Hatton is also checking in. And I believe they brought Gonzalez back in the game with Hatton. So that free throw makes it 24-21 favor of Orange. It's one thing about Orange, they keep attacking. They don't pull it back. Here outside is Kanoy. Kanoy's been impressive in the last 3 or so minutes. She has it out on the left wing now. They stray over to her side. They have to keep a little bit of a watch on her, David.
Good pressure by the Colts.
Got tipped away, yeah.
Now there's a 10-second violation this year in the women's game, so they can't just walk up this year.
They're definitely more aware of Kanoy now, though. Here's Prentice with the ball, and that'll give her an open shot. And she makes it, ties the game on a 3.
Focus on Kanoy, and then Prentice will be there. Prentice now with 8 points. Kanoy and Prentice with 17 of the Queensborough 24.
Well, as we've said many times, Kanoy tends to annoy. Ball goes into the corner. Here's the jumper. Air ball, but cleaned up on the other side and put in the bucket on a good play by Nelson.
Make believe that's the way it was drawn up.
That's the way they're always drawn up. And Queensborough answers back.
That was an ugly release from this point of view, but
that was
a good
Moore,
result.
Right? 4 for Moore, 26-26. 7:18 to go. We're even up. Here's the big girl with a move inside around the basket. Briggs couldn't get it to go. They defended her well, made her switch to the reverse.
She did everything right except score.
Prentice, no. And the rebound, a good one. Briggs snatched that with 7 minutes to go. We're seeing an exciting game. Briggs delivers it to Hughes, who puts it in and gives the lead back to Orange, and a timeout will be called on the Queensborough bench.
It's a 30-second timeout. I don't think he's too pleased with the transition defense.
Well, now's a good time to remind them, David, that when they miss a shot, when you miss a shot, get right back, because you know these ladies are going to run it right back the other way.
When you release the shot, you can't stand there and admire it. You got to get back against the Colts.
Either the Colts or the Bolts. Either one. 28-26, the guests here today. Orange in the lead. Good ball game, though. Very good ball game.
Queensborough was up by 4 early, then Orange goes up by 7. Now a little back and forth.
And the athletic director here at Queensborough, Pete Marchitello, pacing up and down the baseline there, hoping his girls can make as good a showing here today. You know, because this is a Division II squad, as we said. You really want to play good ball against them.
Don't always know what you'll get from a QPTV game.
So far, they've done a good job. They had some problems against the transition game, but otherwise, they played very inspired ball. Here's Kanoy with the ball over to Prentice. Back to Kanoy. Around the wheel they go. They have a great winning tradition here at Queensborough, which got set up. There's a jumper. No good from the left by Prentice. She had an open look. Couldn't put it in. And there goes Orange again. Right back the other way. And there's 2. They got the ball right down where they should. And 2 points registered by Jean, who now has 6 on a good pass from Michelle Burke.
Timeout did not phase their transition game at all.
30-26.
foul against the Colts.
They're over the limit, so this is going to amount to free throws for Queensborough, and it's Prentice.
And the second foul on Jean, as there'll be a 1-and-1 for Prentice.
Giselle Prentice. I like Jean. She's a very heads-up ball player. She's a floater.
Leading the team in assists with about 3.5.
First free throw is good. She's like a Greg Kelser type player. When Magic Johnson played at Michigan State, he had a fellow named Greg Kelser playing with him. You'll always hear the name of Magic Johnson. That is a famous name. You're never going to hear basketball without hearing about Magic Johnson. I don't know how many times you'll hear about Greg Kelser, but that's the type of player he was, a free floater who made big plays, 30-28. Ball goes in the corner. Here's a jumper, no good. Hit side rim on the release. And that was Burke, who couldn't put it in the bucket. And then we have a foul on the loose ball outside, and it's going to be ticketed to the Lady Tigers.
And it's the first on Kanoy, and now 1-and-1 for SUNY Orange. And the Colts still having a bit of trouble shooting from the perimeter, but winning nonetheless.
Winning nonetheless is right. First one is good. What you said makes a lot of sense, because no matter what they're not doing, they're winning. First one's good by Sinead Hughes.
Start to fall.
8 points for Sinead Hughes. 31-28. She makes another free throw. Now they've started to shoot their free throws better, which gives them a 4-point lead. In a game like this, that'll be very important. Here's Kanoy. Kanoy, a top player in this conference and in this region, Shantana Kanoy. There's no doubt about it. Over to Prentice, back to Kanoy. Passes in the corner, Moore over the basket on her shot. Too much on it. Loose ball wide for, and they'll call a foul on Orange or a knockout on Orange. Knockout on Orange. David, I hope you agree with me that Kanoy is one of the top players in this region.
I think without a doubt, and she's going for her second CUNY Player of the Year award this year.
Very impressive young player. Only a sophomore. Of course, you only play 2 years here at the community college level. Then you
shot clock is down to 3. Well, traveling was called.
They're not going to beat the shot clock.
Nope.
They tried to with a move by Prentice, but you traveled, as you said. You play 2 years here in community college, then you move on to a senior college where you finish it up if you continue, if you want to continue. 5 minutes to go. The turnover gives Queensborough the ball, though. Here's Kanoy to Prentice for the jumper. Good. Got a good look, and she sent it down.
And Prentice now with a dozen points.
Well, she's the other person to Kanoy's center stage.
And Prentice has a few more points overall in the season.
She definitely benefits from playing with Kanoy, though.
Yeah, and Kanoy leading the team in assists.
Turnaround Briggs in the lane. Good play right back. Good shot. 34-30. Good job by Orange. They are not hesitant about where they need to go. Here's Kanoy back.
Kanoy now with 11 points. 2 Lady Tigers in double digits, and still 4 minutes to go in the first half.
34-32. Joe Massey, David Russell with you on a Saturday afternoon. Here at Queensborough, we have enough of a little bit of a fold in the weather to enjoy this one. As Michelle Burke pulls the string and gets 6 points with about a 13-footer there.
Got more to leave for feet, and then Burke had a better look at his shot.
36-32. That's 6 for Burke now. Perimeter go the Queensborough Tigers, and then a quick pass down low by Prentice. The miss on the initial shot, but then the follow is good as she stayed with it by Carroll.
Carroll had a tremendous game in a loss at LaGuardia. She scored 17 points in just 18 minutes because of foul trouble and an ankle injury in the second half. And there's a nice block.
Yes, it is. About ready to release it was Sinead Hughes. Never got it up. Here's Kanoy the other way. Kanoy came up and down. Couldn't get that ball away as she almost got blocked, and they call her for traveling.
She leaves her feet to make passes a lot. That's her one little flaw, I guess.
Danae Hughes was just about to get that ball out of her hands, and it got blocked away, and then they sent Kanoy up court. Both players, by the way, Hughes 24, Kanoy 24, both number 24s. The ball went from a 24 to a 24. Here's a top of the key jump this time by Michelle Burke. Can't hit it. Showed us a nice job on that mid-range jumper, but not there, and there's 2:56 to go. Queensborough with the ball in the white, Orange in the orange. Prentice with the ball. Prentice all the way through to the baseline, and then gives it in to Carroll.
Very nice pass to find Carroll underneath.
And they said, Coach, we had him all the way on that one.
I mentioned Carroll, one of the leaders in field goal percentage in the region, because that's where all of her shots are taken from.
Good job by Prentice to bait them in. Here's the jumper, no good now by Orange, and Queensborough has a chance to take the lead. We're tied at 36. Prentice sees she doesn't have numbers, and Coach David Chambers says, bring it out, and she does that, and Kanoy gets the three.
14 points for Kanoy now in the first half.
See, if you listen to your coach, good things will happen. 39-36. At 15, wait a minute, for Kanoy, we have 14.
There was an ill-advised pass by Jean, and now Queensborough back the other way. And then another
Queensborough's taking a little bit of a stranglehold here, a little bit. 39-36. Or a little bit of a grasp anyway on the other club. Minute 48 to go. They did turn it over there. Perhaps time to be a little more patient there. We watch a substitute enter the game for
Kelsey Moody now in.
Yes, Orange.
Nate Hughes.
Moody in for Hughes. We also see Gribish back in there. Tied 39-36. It was tied. Queensborough got the three on the board, and here's Kanoy on a turnover. Going to take it down and put it in.
It's a 1-3-1 zone from Queensborough that gave Orange some trouble.
Kanoy stepped in there, got to the ball, and then they couldn't keep up with her. And it's a 5-point Queensborough lead.
Big shot by Burke, the straight on three.
Big three by Burke, who has 7 now. That brings them right back within 2, and we're down to a minute 10 to go in the first half.
Queensborough gave up, as a foul was called, Queensborough gave up 39 points in their last game. Already given it up in the first half as there's a foul on Moody.
But responding with 41 of their own, so we'll watch some free throws here for Kanoy, who has 17 in the first half. Prentice has, to the best of my knowledge, 12. First one is good.
For Kanoy. Now we saw her, I think she had 21 against LaGuardia in the first half of the home opener. And now 18 for Kanoy.
And that's a 4-point lead for Queensborough. 4-point lead, 43-39. Now they'll look for a good shot, which is a 3, which will not go. From a girl that could shoot it, Michelle Burke, but she didn't get it there.
Burke just hit a 3, wanted to make it 2 in a row, could not. Now Queensborough could go 2 for 1 possibly.
Prentice bounces it to Carroll, just out of her reach, put it behind her. And here's a 2-on-1. Jean can't come up with the ball though on the bounce pass from Briggs. And a big play that gives it back to Queensborough with 34 seconds on the clock, and they're up by 4 in the first half.
Their transition defense there by Queensborough is Kanoy, and then Jean just had the ball go through her hands.
We were commenting earlier that Jean had scored a lot of points via the break-up court and getting in good position. That time it did not work.
About a 3.5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. See how far Queensborough takes it down.
Prentice, no good.
That was still with 17 seconds to go.
Taken out of the air by Briggs. We're down to 13 seconds. And Briggs wants to navigate to the basket, but got held. And there'll be a foul that will send her to the line.
Second foul on Kanoy. Prentice took that one a little too soon.
Joe, Queensborough, an opportunity to extend the lead, and now Orange an opportunity to make the lead smaller. And here is a chance at the line for Taylor Briggs. 1-1 though, she misses the front end. Moody gets it out, and they give it back to Briggs. Now to Moody, standing in the paint for about a 10-footer. Couldn't hit, about a little closer in, about a 12-footer anyway. Ball was tied up, and there's still 3 seconds.
Look for Blankney underneath. 44 just checked in.
We'll go to the Orange of Orange Community. They're down by 4. 3 seconds on that clock. 3.1. Get it in bounds for a quick basket by Blanky. Well, they got Nyanka Blanky back in the game, and she hit that basket to pull them to within 2, 43-41. And that's how we'll go to halftime with Queensborough in the lead.
Glad to be here, Joe, as Queensborough wins the opening tip.
This is the first year that
Saturday. Bayshore product. And they get 2 right away. The Colts bolt back in the tie at 43.
And number 11 now has 11 points, Michelle Burke.
Well, that's the way they were playing at the beginning of the half, forcing some Queens turnovers and capitalizing on them. Here's Kanoy with a 3. No good, but the rebound, Carroll, who has that size in there. And
can't teach that.
Dishes it back out. And then they try to go high-low to Carroll, and stepping into the lane and picking it off was Briggs. And Briggs got it to her running mate from the first half, Jean, and Jean put it in.
They make a lot of nice passes in transition also. It's not just one girl going to the basket.
So Mardell Jean able to convert the 2, and they go right back into the lead.
And there's a backcourt violation. Prentice lost the handle on it. Must have been a good speech by John Lauro.
Now, he wasn't happy at halftime when I was coming up with him. I said, Coach, I know you want to get back there, but just one quick thing about the first half. He told me, just not playing defense. And I said, does it hurt you that Queensborough stopped with the turnovers and that led to their success? He says, no, I just think we're just not playing defense.
Well, they're playing it now, and Jean hits another shot and a 6-0 run to begin the half, and timeout by David Chambers.
And Jean now has 11 points. First half leader for that club. Orange was.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queensborough timeout. Score is Lady Colts.
I like that PA job. That's very
Lady
good.
Tigers 43.
That girl sounds very good on the PA. By the way, we got to dish out some plaudits to everybody today. By the way, that's 11 points now for Jean.
Jean and Burke in double digits.
And Burke with 11, and then you have Taylor Briggs with 5. They're basically their leading scorers on the year.
Briggs and Hughes have 9 apiece, I believe.
Yeah, Briggs has 9, you're right. 9 for Briggs, 11 for Burke. Jean has 9. And I have Hughes for 9. So they've gotten it from a lot of places. 47, 43, 18, 38 to go. But again, the leading scorer on the night is Burke with those 11 points. Comes around the perimeter. Prentice with it as Queensborough tries to tighten up their play, but they do turn the ball over again against some very inspired Orange defense to start the second half.
You spoke with John Lauro at halftime. He was telling us even before the game that they're a second-half team, and there were a few games early in the season that they were down by a few at halftime and won the game by double digits.
The only thing is John Lauro was not quite in the same mood as he was when we talked to him before the game. And that might have something to do with it, too. There's a jumper from outside, no good, from Michelle Burke. She's taken some outside shots, has been half successful on them, 47-43. Prentice tried a spinning move, but she had nowhere to go and dishes it wisely to Kanoy, who does annoy with that three.
21 points now for Kanoy.
She's got 21.
And Briggs is fouled back the other way. It took them 4 seconds to get down there.
47-46. And as we stated earlier, David, when you miss that shot, or even when you make it, you got to come right back and play defense against this team. So here comes Briggs. And that's the trap you'll fall in, even making a shot more, because you made the shot, you can't lolly back.
Usually you think that you can set your defense up on a make, but that's not true against this team.
You like that word, lolly? First one, no good by Briggs. How does that register on the David
I like it when you say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. 47-46. Here's the second one. That's good. Briggs has 10 points, by the way.
3 Colts in double figures now.
Now it's Queensborough ball as they go with Prentice and Kanoy, the girls who led him in the first half. Here's the jumper short of the basket by Hogan. And that will end up going over to the Orange.
Gonzalez, it went off her ankle and out of bounds.
Whitney Hogan is in there with Kadisha Carroll and LaDisha Gonzalez. Ball goes inside, Briggs. And they were going down there earlier in the game, very early in the game. She has 13 now. Makes that nice turnaround move, spins actually.
Beautiful spin move by Briggs.
50-46. That puts Orange up by 4, and they are playing very intense defense now, as you can see. And that pass went right into the hands of the girl who cut off the lane, Briggs.
Prentice was expecting somebody else there. She threw it right to Briggs.
And Briggs all business now. Goes to work downstairs, but can't get it to go. And it comes off to Kanoy, who leads it up court to Gonzalez for 2.
Gonzalez with her first points of the game. She got behind the defense.
You can't underestimate her. She'll run, and she'll get up there. And the ball goes down through the hands of Briggs downstairs, and a turnover that Orange did not need with the 2-point lead. And about 3.5 in, 16:38 to go. A lot of time on that clock. But if you're Queensborough, you want to still keep playing well. Limit your turnovers. They're very much in this game. Here's Hogan to Prentice. Outside shot. No. Ball goes down low. Even David Chambers was kind of leaning backwards, trying to arc that ball in with his movement. And that ball went out of bounds, and it'll go over to Orange. You see that? The way the coach...
No Carlton Fisk moment for him there.
He was trying to will that in himself. All right, it's Orange ball. They come up. Burke with it. Burke over to her running mate Hughes into Briggs. Good ball movement. And Burke has a wide open jumper. Can't hit it. And a very good rebound by Carroll as she boxed out on Briggs.
Nice inside-out passing, even though Burke couldn't hit the shot.
Very nice. That's textbook basketball right there. And Prentice is all tied up now and in trouble in the corner, and a timeout. They tell you, David, don't get stuck in that corner, because the sideline, then the end line becomes another, actually 2 more defenders.
And
she was lucky to get the timeout.
Enough.
Lucky to get the timeout there. Now they have 18 to shoot it. And they haven't fallen behind by much, but I'm sure they want to get something on the board here, so they're going to work something out.
I don't think either team has had a double-digit lead the whole game.
I believe you are right. Orange Community College is a Division II school, by the way. And both these clubs, no matter Division II, Division III, they're only 2-year schools. So anything in community college is 2 years. And I've seen, and I know you have, a lot of players go from this, even Division III, Division II, to a top-notch school, a Division I program somewhere, and make their hay.
About Cleanthony Early from Sullivan leading Wichita State to the Final Four last year.
How do you like that? We've seen others, and it's a remarkable thing to see, but it's not quite so surprising because, you know, some of these kids, they might be a little behind in their studies. They might need a little maturing to take place. So they go to the 2-year program, hope to get things in place, maybe to get a little more mentoring, a little more tutoring. And then their basketball skills, though, come with the package. So once they get that stuff taken care of, the academic end of it, they're ready to play big-time basketball, some of them. That's why it's always good if you have a chance, anybody, to play a little community college ball. You don't feel you're ready for the big level yet. Come to community college and, you know, hone your skills.
There are some players like Kanoy, somebody that I think we would say could play at the next level.
Comes out into the corner. Comes out to the baseline. Good passing by the Lady Tigers. And Ladesa Gonzalez was all over that with the jump shot.
Shot clock was running out as Prentice commits a foul.
50-50. Gonzalez knocked it down. We have a knockout and a foul by Queensborough down here. Now, on the other hand, David, even you go to a CUNY school that is a senior late in school, sometimes you're not good enough to play pro ball. Well, most of the time you're not good enough to play ball. You might have like a very small percent of players that went to somebody's camp.
There were still some outstanding players you saw there. I know Marcel Essenwoon stands out to you.
Yes. Ball's inside. But what I was going to say is the miss inside off the couple of turns to try to get it was Blankley. Here comes Queensborough. We're tied at 50. All right, so, you know, you go to the CUNY school and then you can't play on a major level, obviously. But then you go play overseas or you play, you know, in a pickup league somewhere and you hone your skills a little more. You never know. Down court, here's the drive, and there's two. They got the ball up court that time to Briggs, and Briggs was on the loose, and it's 52-50.
These three-pointers are dangerous. It could lead to long rebounds and fast breaks the other way, and Briggs gave Orange the lead.
And Orange has shown us they will jump on those opportunities every time. 14:25 to go. They're in a quasi zone right now, and that's not easy to go against because Briggs just darted in there and picked off the pass. She kind of decoyed her way in there and then tried to get it down on the break to Jean, and the ball went out of bounds.
Queensborough dodged a bullet there.
You got to be careful against those trapping zones because once you make that little lolly pass, that thing's getting picked off. 52-50.
Now Orange in a 1-3-1.
Here's Kanoy, sending it over on the sideline. Kanoy gets it back. Kanoy's got to stay away from the trap. She was obviously in a hurry to do that and went too quickly and palmed the basketball.
See if John Laurel just stays in that 1-3-1 until Queensborough proves they can beat it.
It's a very difficult defense if you're an outside shooting club like Queensborough is, and you have to make crisp passes. Ball comes around the perimeter. There's a drive on the left side. No, but following her own shot, I believe was Burke. Was that Burke?
I think it was Briggs.
All right,
well,
give it Briggs. Yeah, I thought it might have been Briggs, yeah.
It was a near turnover by Queensborough.
Briggs has 15 points. I was a little screened on that. Ball goes inside. Carroll on a great pass from Gonzalez.
And a great one from Kanoy to Gonzalez before that.
A great couple of passes. Down low, turn around, no good. By Briggs. And it dropped in the bucket.
They forgot about Blankney.
Yep. Blankney got to it, 4 points.
Remember, Blankney had that buzzer beater at the end of the first half.
That gives the Orange a 4-point lead, 13 minutes to go. Blanky on a big follow. Now we have a foul down here, which will even things up for the Tigers. They won't get to shoot free throws, but they'll get the ball out of bounds. They're down by the 4 points. Right now, David Chambers talking to his floor leader, Kanoy, trying to get her to pick up the essence of what's going on right now, because this is a time you have to do it. There aren't going to be free throws, in fact, aren't there? Yes, there are for Prentice.
Hogan trying to split the free throws, and Hogan is a hero on that shot.
Yeah, Hogan hit it. 56-53. But right back come the Orange, and they get the 2 on the board, and they went down to the girl they've been going to a lot tonight, and that is Briggs, and she now registers, I got her for 14 points.
At 18.
Let's give it another couple. No, I had 16 actually here. Now I'll give her 18 is right.
Now 19 after the free throw.
Very nice.
And it only took them about 2 seconds after the Hogan free throw to get down there.
6-point lead for Orange Community. 12:50 to go. Joe Massey in here with David Russell, and we're watching a good ball game. But now Queensborough's having some trouble. Here's Briggs off the lead, getting 2 from Sinead Hughes.
Wonder if David Chambers may want a timeout. The Lady Tigers are down 8.
That'll give Briggs 21, by the way. 61-53. Tough shot by Prentice in traffic. No. Equally tough rebound by Carroll, and she traveled as she took a step back to try to arc that ball to the basket. But right now, very difficult period for Queensborough, and they're going to bring one of their players out of the game and replace her.
It's Carroll with 3 fouls.
That is Carroll. 8-point lead for Orange Community, and Orange Community now has taken a little bit of the lead in this game, and they continue to work on it. As knocking it down was Michelle Burke.
I think that's the first double-digit lead for either team.
Michelle Burke now has 13, and it's 63-53. It is a 10-point lead. 11:52 to go. Kanoy from outside, no good. And vying for that rebound, trying to go over top, was Jean, and I think Jean leaned on the Queensborough player and committed the foul. Yes, she did.
That will be Jean's third.
It'll be Queensborough ball. They'll keep it with a 10-point Orange Community College lead. 11:47 to go in the game. And I have Briggs for the 21 points now, David, and she has played a major role when they keep getting that ball down to her. But it's been the Orange Community defense that has turned the tide back the other way now.
Only 10 points given up so far in the first 8.5 minutes of the second. Good halftime adjustments after giving up 43 in the first.
Now, if you're Queensborough, how do you right the ship? It's not going to be easy because they had that big burst in the first half. And they did it basically by not turning the ball over, playing secure basketball, but now they're behind by 10, so they're going to need to get some points on the board, and how they generate those points is the matter that David Chambers is going to have to approach during this timeout. This is a very big timeout right now with 11:47 to go in the ballgame.
And Carroll, one of the good girls down low, who hits about half of her shots, is on the bench with 3 fouls.
That's not going to help. She has the size to contend with the aforementioned Taylor Briggs. Taylor Briggs, a very good ball player, very technically sound, and she makes good on her opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And 21 points for Briggs so far.
I don't believe she's in foul trouble either.
None.
Okay. Briggs comes out there.
That's a good point you bring up. How many times do you see one of the bigs have 0 fouls this late in the game and be that effective?
Briggs, Michelle Burke are back out there, and they have Gribish with them. Generally, the girls that have made the run here in this second half. It is Queensborough ball, 29 to shoot. And again, Briggs had her hands on that ball there and knocked it out of bounds. Now they're at 28 on the shot clock. A couple of substitutes coming in, though. And here's Blanky coming into the game, and she is brought in by the head coach, Laurel, and Argus joins her. Number 12, Argus. This is the first time we're seeing her. He wants to give his girls a little bit of rest. Here's a jumper from the corner, no good.
And Lopez was asking for it in the post. They went with the 3-pointer by Moore instead.
So it's a 10-point lead for Orange Community. 11:21 to go, and they play high post, low post, and that ball wouldn't stay in the basket. Did everything but go down for Taylor Briggs. One of the few times we've seen her lose that opportunity tonight. Here come the Lady Tigers. Kanoy and Prentice up top working with the ball. Prentice makes a move to the right of the lane, and Argus cuts her off and commits the foul.
That's her first. Team's third.
Like I said, the problem here is for Queensborough to generate some offense. That's either going to have to come from you-know-who, Kanoy or Prentice. And let's see if they're able to start a spark here. Pass by Kanoy there. It's knocked out of bounds. Trying to get that ball in the corner to Quinnesha Moore. It'll be thrown in by Moore from that point. 25 seconds to shoot for Queensborough. They're down by 10. Here's Kanoy outside over to Prentice. Lady Tigers had a 2-point lead at halftime. Prentice into the lane. Jumps it up from just inside the foul line. No good. That was well off. And they get it up front. Briggs, and she leaves another one. Briggs leaves another one off the scorecard. She had a bunny, and
Another
she couldn't
break
make
for
it.
Queensborough. That's 2 in a row that she have rimmed out.
That one didn't quite make it over the rim, David. Here's a drive off a nice fake, and getting into the lane is Whitney Hogan, but she did not get it to the basket, and then a foul was committed by Queensborough going after the ball.
Queensborough just 10 points in the first half of the second.
Inefficient offense right now. In fact, totally stopped. Aaron Argus with it. Argus gives it way up high. Then they go in the corner to Michelle Burke. Burke drives. Burke picks up a couple of Lady Tigers, and they commit the foul. One of the two did anyway. It might be a blocking foul on Kanoy. We'll see who they posted up on. No, it's going to be number 12 who they get on the foul. It was in on the play also.
Third on
Sophia Lopez. Anyway, it'll be 2 shots at the line for the girl we spoke about, Michelle Burke, who entered the second half as one of their leading scorers. And she's done a nice job along with Taylor Briggs. And, well, Coach Laurel certainly has gotten defense here in the second half.
And Lopez goes to the Queensborough bench with the 3 fouls, so Mecca Witherspoon is in as Burke hits both. 15 now for Burke.
Very nice job she's doing. Not only running part of the offense, but making some key plays and shots. Comes around to Kanoy. Kanoy had a bit of an opening, takes it down. Tries to fire a pass down low, and by the time it got there, there were orange all over the receiver. And then through the lane and looking for the foul call, but not getting any was Michelle Burke. Here's Kanoy the other way. Lady Tigers down by 12. Kanoy went too far, got caught in there, gave up the ball. And the drive by Burke this time. It makes it good. Burke with 15.
I think the Queensborough coaching staff wants Kanoy to stop making these jump passes. More liable to turn it over.
They're forcing the play right now. Prentice from outside, no good. And the Lady Tigers have completely gone flat here as Blanky pulls off the rebound.
Starting to panic a bit, starting to take those threes instead of running a pick and roll or a backdoor play.
As well as they played at the end of that first half, they're playing just as badly now. Blanky passes it in the corner, and peppering it again was Nelson Hughes. And she hits a nice jump shot there. 69-53. It's now a 16-point edge. They gave her a 2 on that.
Sinead Hughes now in double figures. 4 Colts in double figures. And 3 Lady Tigers.
I got Sinead Hughes for 11, if that's correct.
About the Colts outscoring Queensborough 28-10 so far this half.
The girl who really got it started was Taylor Briggs with the 21 points, but Michelle Burke has played a very fine game, very fine game. And those are 2 of their leading top 3 scorers, David, so there's no surprise there.
The Queensborough offense is liable to do this. Towards the end of the LaGuardia loss on the road, they had about 5 turnovers in 75 seconds.
No, you spoke to Coach Laurel before the game, and he said we are a second-half team, as you pointed that out, but obviously defense is a big part of their basketball success here at at Orange, and they've done it very well in the second half. And you hold the Lady Tigers to 10 points to this point. They had 43 at halftime. Now with the 53, and we're down to the 9:16 mark, so halfway through. And they did give up 43 points to Queensborough in the first half, and they've quartered that so far.
And Kanoy had 18 in the first half. She has 3 so far in the second. And Prentice has been scoreless this half.
What you said, Queensborough's been forcing some shots. It just looked very flat in terms of any kind of offensive response. But I guess there's a certain point in the game. They're playing a Division II club here in Orange. You start to realize if you get behind, here we're playing against a very tough team, because now Orange is hitting their shots, making all the right plays. They've made very few bad plays in the second half.
Maybe if you're David Chambers, you know you're not going to make up 16 points right away, but you could say cut it to 8 with about 4 minutes to go.
But you know, David, lose or win or play well or not play well, this is a good game to be in if you're the Lady Tigers. Not on the scoreboard, obviously. Here's Kanoy outside. Kanoy, they're going to try to run the shot clock down for her on the bench. Gets it off, and the shot hit the side of the backboard anyway, and it ended up going out of bounds. They tried to beat the shot clock, and the attempt by Moore went off and out.
Not what David Chambers wrote up in the huddle, and Orange was actually ready to run the other way, but they whistled the play dead for the 30-second violation.
Well, I don't like to write anybody off, but it looks like this ball game is just about over in terms of what the Tigers
last year when you always said that there was a near comeback.
I know,
so
but the way this is going, here's a drive by Hughes getting in the lane and getting fouled. They just keep going to work, though, David. There's been no hesitancy now in the Orange game plan.
That's the first foul on Witherspoon, and Burke goes back to the line for 2 more.
David, I'm glad you remind me of that. I don't like to talk too quickly, but it's just every ounce of you tells you that Orange has found out what they need to do, and they just keep going to it now. First one is good, and that's 16 for Michelle Burke.
It's been a few minutes since Queensborough was last scored as Briggs comes away with the offensive
rebound. There's a big
rebound
by Briggs, too. She left the second one. They've shot their free throws well, too, in the second half, except for that one. Now they'll use some clock. They'll use clock and then get the good shot inside and a foul. As they got Blanky in position down low. They're just about doing everything right, Orange, right now, and they are just dominating this game, 70-53.
The 4th on Hogan, 1 more and she's done.
First one is good. Very tough to start turning the tide when it starts going this way, and the other team is playing with such authority. Give credit to the Lady Tigers, though. I mean, they really came out and played this game tonight. They have nothing to be ashamed about. Second one is good.
Well, if they're going to make something happen, it has to start now.
Right now. And there really isn't enough time on the clock when you look at it. They're down 72-53, 7:48 to go. So you need a bushel of baskets right now.
Here's Prentice, who's been held scoreless this half, turns it over.
Prentice threw that away off the misleading defense, and cutting in was used to just take it away.
I think Orange is on something like a 16-0 run.
And they're just working the ball tremendously well. And there's Blanky.
And she's now in double digits.
That gives her 10 points. 74-73.
I think that's an 18-0 run for SUNY.
74-53, excuse me. 21-point lead.
I think that's an 18-0 run for SUNY Orange.
21-point lead. And they were down by 2 at halftime. Boy, oh boy. Barrage. Can you say barrage?
33-10 in this half.
Queensborough puts it in. Here's Kanoy. Kanoy had a dynamic first half. Now looking for something for the Lady Tigers. They'd like to get something on the board here. And coming in from behind as there was difficulty handling that was Hughes. Hughes all the way. Got blocked by Kanoy. Kanoy made a great block and has the ball coming the other way with her team down by 21, and there's 2. All right. Good job by Kanoy there. And Kanoy has 20 now.
See if Orange slows it down a bit.
Only problem is Kanoy had 18 in the first half. She had 18 in the first half. Here's the hook. No good. They're working in low with Blanky now, and then there's a loose ball foul on Orange. 6:15 to go.
Another issue if they wanted to pick up the pace. Queensborough does not do a lot of full court pressing.
Nope. Orange getting that ball across the midcourt line, setting up and doing a real good job of it, a workmanlike job. 74-55. Here's Queens the other way. Prentice with the ball deep on the right wing. Next time out, we will have Lady Tiger basketball. We'll have them against Hostos. Now, that Hostos club's not the club they were last year, right, David?
Still 5-0, first in CUNY. The men, that is.
The women.
The women are middle of the pack, I guess.
So they're not quite the team
they're going to be in the CUNY playoffs,
that beat the Lady Tigers last year, though, in the tournament.
Not quite no Sherbin this year.
Yeah.
She was tremendous. Christina
Tremendous
Sherbin.
player, yes. 74-55. As the Tigers can't make it go, and we have 5:43 to go. Again, the Lady Tigers did come into today's play leading the CUNY Conference. Best team. There's a block by Kanoy. Kanoy just got all of that on McCall. He goes all the way down, can't convert though. And Briggs ends up with the rebound. Big second half for Taylor Briggs. She is a terrific player for Orange.
It's been that kind of second half for Queensborough. Kanoy missing that fast break layup. I was going to say the CUNY playoffs are basically set. There are only 5 teams, and Kingsborough is out of it. So you know it's going to be Queensborough, Hostos, Bronx, and LaGuardia in some order.
Right. 5 minutes to go. That's out Kingsborough 2 this year. Here's the drive on a foul as Kanoy puts it in.
25 for Kanoy now.
It's been the only Lady Tiger that's been able to score over the last, what is it, about 9 minutes?
About that.
Maybe even more. 74-57.
First foul on Briggs.
Yeah, this game was 63-53 at the 11:52 mark. Now it's 74-57. Free throw good. Kanoy has 26, according to what David gave me. 74-58. These are not official totals, but we're as close as you can be. Here's the 3 from outside, no good. That was Michelle Burke with the 3 and the rebound grab by the Lady Tigers. Hey, you can't blame us if we're as close as can be. You get a good idea of what's going on anyway. Pass down low, they go in the corner. Here's Prentice, one of her few openings in the second half, and she knew what to do with it, David. She got it right over to Hanton, and Hanton cashed in on it.
And Briggs answering right back.
They don't give you time to make up your mind what you're going to do.
23 for Briggs, and not a team that's going to slow it down and risk stopping its momentum. They went right back down and scored.
So Orange Community will come out of the building with another win for the year. They'll be 12-5. There is a drive by Kanoy. Now the floodgates have opened scoring-wise. There is Jean.
Took 5 seconds for them to answer back.
What does Jean have? What do you have her for? Double figures,
14
certainly.
for Jean.
14.
In double figures for sure.
78-62. They've gotten it from a lot of places, but the big girl is Taylor Briggs. She has really led what's going on. Here's the jumper from the corner, no good. Kanoy got to the rebound, brings it out, and she got tripped in bringing it out off the miss by Moore. She'll end up at the line.
I think the Colts still have one to give. That's the 4th foul on Jean. All 5 starters for the Colts are in double figures.
I believe you are right. That is 16 fouls on the Colts. 78-62. Here's a jumper from the right side, no good by Prentice. Kanoy gets it back. 3 minutes to go in the game. Kanoy under the basket, didn't have enough to get that over the basket and hit the bottom as she drove into traffic. Now we're under the 3-minute mark.
And now John Laurel wants his team to slow it down a bit. You know, Prentice has been held scoreless in the second half, but Burke hasn't.
No, Burke hasn't. That was a nice shot from outside. She gets a three-pointer on that.
21
and I have
for Burke.
her for 21, yes. I think Coach Laurel will be bringing some subs off the bench shortly. 2:29 to go. Here's Kanoy dribbling through one, getting caught up in a trap in the other. And then after the ball went Hughes and banged into her. So the foul will be on Orange.
I think it's on Kanoy. They switch it. It's
No,
Kanoy's
it's on
third.
Kanoy, yes. (81-62). Certainly looked like a lot of people were moving over there. And we'll see free throws for Hughes. Hughes also in double figures tonight, scoring-wise. You have Taylor Briggs with 23. You have Burke with 21. Free throw, no good. There's Briggs with the rebound, though.
And the Colts outscoring the Lady Tigers 40-19 in this half.
They have those Colts cocked. Ball goes into the corner. And it's out of the hands of Jean. In and out of the hands of Jean. One of the few turnovers they have committed in the second half. I think they have about 3 turnovers. 81-62. Maybe a little more. But they certainly played fine basketball.
It was a long stretch where they held Queensborough scoreless.
They picked it up with their defense. Then they moved the ball very well. And then everything went kabooey on the Lady Tigers. Here's Prentice, cross court to Kanoy. Don't forget, they did lead this game at halftime, Queensborough, by 2 points.
Kanoy actually has 10 points this half, but a lot of them have come in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Kanoy and Prentice combined for 30 in the first half. They have 10 together this half.
Well, Coach Laurel is leaving everybody out there. He wants them to finish the game and go home happy.
I think at this point you hope
Prentice
for no injuries.
with the ball. Prentice with the jumper. Good. Prentice, nice stop, pop, and the connection. I have for Prentice for 16 or 14, one of the two.
At 14.
14.
Briggs put it in and was fouled.
They come right back, and that has been the story much of the night. Briggs has 25 now. She's led the scoring.
And Burke is going to come out.
And they bring in Aaron Argus, who they had brought in before. Now they're going to bring Jean. I think they're going to bring Jean out of the game. No, Jean's just coming over and talk to
Maybe
Coach
Briggs is going to come out
John
after the
Laurel.
free throw. And Kanoy's going to leave the game.
Kanoy leaves with another fine effort, although she couldn't extend it into the second half when it really mattered, but she does have over the 20-point barrier tonight.
28 points. 18 of those in the first half, and Queensborough was up by 2.
83-64. Here's Prentice, dribbles one way after shifting another. Goes in low to Carroll. Carroll, who played a good, strong first half, missed that hook in low. And now we're 1:11 to go. The Lady Tigers were behind in the first half, really pulled it together and were dictating the play. Ball goes inside to Blanky, and now Blanky gets on the scorecard again. And
Blankney has a dozen.
That gives her a dozen, is right. 85-64. Carroll inside, left it short. Jean fought for the rebound, but had her feet on the end line when she did garner it in. So it'll go back to Queensborough.
It's quite a change from Kingsborough coming in here and scoring 39.
Lady Tigers bring in Mecca Witherspoon, number 41, to get some action. And they bring in Widelkis Almanza.
That
Ball's
pass by
knocked
Moore
out of
went
bounds.
off the backboard. Off the back of it.
So it'll be orange ball. The Orange wear orange. The Orange of Syracuse wear blue sometimes now. So you never, you don't just wear orange if you're called orange.
Occasionally, St. John's would wear black.
Yeah.
So the Red Storm might
They
wear
mix
black.
it up now.
Yeah.
Comes out to the wing, to the middle, to the corner. Jumper no good. Shot by Sinead Hughes. 17 seconds to go, and we're going to come out here at Queensborough with the victory going to Orange in 10 seconds. 85-64. Here's Prentice pulling back jumper, no good. And that'll just about do it. A very thorough handling of the Lady Tigers by Orange in that second half, doing it with the defensive pressure, shutting off the Tiger attack and then going to work with their big scores. And they certainly know how to play this game.
44-21 that second half. SUNY Orange just dominated, and they set the tone early defensively.
Well,
Defense leading to offense, Joe.
That's a team that John Laurel said their 5 losses this year came to top-ranked teams in the region. And there's no doubt about that because of the way they handled a very good Queensborough Tiger squad in the second half.
Glad to be here, Joe, as Queensborough wins the opening tip.
This is the first year that
First return. Ran by Jack McKee. Bayshore try.